Have you ever met someone who seems never to waver? This person never raises their voice, never reacts impulsively, never shows much emotion. At first, it seems like emotional maturity, control, balance, strength, but then the conversation ends and something stays with you. A feeling of tightness in your chest, confusion, a strange emotional weight that you can't explain. Psychology warns us about this. Calmness in itself is not proof of emotional health. Sometimes calmness is armor. Sometimes it's insensitivity. And sometimes it's something much more dangerous. In this video, you'll discover 3 very different types of calm people and how to recognize them before they slowly destabilize your emotional well-being. 1. The calm that dominates. Let's start with the most deceptive one. This is the person who remains perfectly composed when tension rises. Their voice stays low, their posture relaxed, their expression unreadable. But instead of calming the room, their calm tightens it. Psychologically, this person learned one rule early in life. Showing emotion means losing power. So while you explain yourself, they stay silent. While you react emotionally, they simply observe. While you feel overwhelmed, they appear untouched. Their calm becomes a silent message. The problem isn't me, it's you. You'll often hear phrases like, "You're overreacting," "I'm calm," "You're the one getting emotional." Let's talk when you can control yourself. This isn't emotional intelligence. It's emotional invalidation disguised as control. In psychology, this is known as instrumental emotion regulation. Emotions aren't felt, they're used. The result? You begin to doubt your reactions. You feel ashamed for feeling. And slowly, without noticing, you hand over control. 2. The calm that comes from exhaustion. The second type is quieter, almost invisible. This person isn't calm because they're strong. They're calm because they're tired of fighting. Their stillness doesn't come from control. It comes from emotional burnout. Often behind this calm are years of family chaos, emotional neglect, relationships where feelings were punished, unresolved psychological wounds. At some point, the mind reaches a painful conclusion. Feeling equals suffering. So it shuts down. Psychology calls this emotional numbing. You'll hear them say, "It doesn't matter anymore. I'm used to it. I don't really feel anything." But this isn't peace. It's survival mode. They don't argue because no one ever listened. They don't defend themselves because it never changed anything. They don't fight because they learned they weren't worth defending. The biggest danger here isn't to others. It's to themselves. This type of calm can slowly lead to silent depression, isolation, loss of identity, sudden emotional collapse later in life. Outside, silence. Inside, chaos. 3. The calm that doesn't feel. The third type is the rarest and the most dangerous. This person is calm because they don't feel guilt, not because they're disciplined, not because they're wounded, but because their emotional response is shallow or absent. Psychology associates this with cold personality traits, such as low empathy, high calculation, emotional detachment. These individuals can stay calm in dramatic situations, watch conflict like a strategy game, make ruthless decisions without hesitation, cut people off without emotional impact. Their calm doesn't soothe the environment, it freezes it. They don't explode, they don't scream, they don't lose control. And that's exactly why they're dangerous. Because they can destroy relationships, reputations, and lives with perfect composure and sleep peacefully afterward. How to recognize healthy calm. Psychology offers a simple way to recognize the difference between real emotional balance and something that only looks like it. It doesn't start with labels. It doesn't start with diagnoses. It starts with how you feel after an interaction. When the conversation ends, pause for a moment and ask yourself, did I feel seen? Or did I feel subtly reduced? Did my body relax? Or did tension quietly build inside me? Did I feel free to express what I was feeling? Or did I feel embarrassed for having emotions at all? These questions matter more than the words that were spoken, because healthy calm doesn't leave confusion behind. It leaves clarity. Doesn't make you second guess your own reactions. It doesn't make you feel smaller for being human. And it never makes you feel unsafe inside your own emotional experience. Healthy calm creates psychological safety. It allows space instead of shrinking it. It listens instead of shutting things down. It stabilizes instead of controlling. Emotionally healthy people don't avoid emotions. They recognize them as signals, not threats. They don't deny responsibility or shift blame outward. They understand that their feelings belong to them, and they take ownership of how those feelings are expressed. They also don't try to manage other people's emotions to feel powerful or protected. Instead, they regulate themselves. They pause, they reflect, they respond with awareness rather than impulse. This kind of calm doesn't silence others. It invites honesty. It doesn't dominate the environment. It creates balance. And it doesn't invalidate what you feel. It acknowledges it even when it's uncomfortable. That's the difference most people sense, but struggle to explain. True emotional health doesn't feel cold. It doesn't feel heavy. And it doesn't leave you questioning your own reality. It feels steady. It feels respectful. And most importantly, it feels safe. That's how you recognize it. Not all calm is balance. Sometimes calm is a shield, built to avoid pain. Sometimes it's trauma, left unresolved, quietly shaping behavior. And sometimes it's the absence of empathy, hidden behind self-control. Learning to recognize the difference matters, because it protects your mind from confusion, your relationships from silent damage, and your future decisions from patterns you don't even realize you're repeating. Emotional maturity is not about suppressing feelings. It's not about staying quiet. And it's definitely not about looking strong. True emotional maturity is the ability to feel without fear, to understand without judgment, and to respond consciously instead of reacting automatically. If this video resonated with you, take a moment to acknowledge it. Leave a reaction. Subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who might be questioning their own emotional reality right now. Because here, psychology doesn't comfort illusions. Here, it tells the truth.